just got a victory that was completely meaningless and just screwed the Raiders out of the number one overall draft pick, which we had locked. All we had to do was just lose the last 3 games of the season, and we have our quarterback of the franchise. But guess what? The Raiders figured out how to be mediocre once again, this time by winning. Now, listen, I, for one, absolutely never want to see the Raiders lose. But for the first time in my life, I absolutely wanted to see the Raiders lose because I am sick of losing. We need a franchise quarterback. For the first time in over 20 years, we had a chance to have the number one overall draft pick and get one of the 2 best quarterbacks coming out of the draft. And guess what the Raiders do? Mediocre time. We win a meaningless game. Good job, Raiders. We are now pick number 6 on the draft board, and we will most likely probably go and do something stupid like beat the New Orleans Saints next week and drop all the way down to pick number 9 or 10, and therefore guaranteeing that we do not get a superstar quarterback, nor do we get a Travis Hunter, nor do we get an Ashton Genty. We will probably pick another defensive end and just keep on being mediocre. I am so happy to be a Raiders fan right now and so excited. I know all of you are as well. If you are so happy about the Raiders being mediocre for the next 10 years and ruining Max Crosby's career and Brock Bowers' career, go ahead and comment down below how happy you are right now, because I, for one, am trying to put a smile on my face. But it's difficult. It is difficult, Raider Nation, because I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I know Aiden O'Connell wants to win the job. I know Aiden O'Connell wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and that's why he played his butt off today. He did the very best he could, and he got us a victory. So kudos to him for getting us a meaningless victory. That is one in the notebook for himself moving forward in his career, that he was able to get a dub there. But for us, we're screwed. The Raiders are once again screwed, and 2025 is going to be another mediocre season, because the only way that the Raiders get Shedeur Sanders now is if we sell the farm, especially if we go and we beat the Saints and do something stupid like that. Now, there's no chance in hell that the Raiders are going to beat the Chargers, but we have a very high likelihood of beating the Saints because they are just as bad as us. Right? So, I am just so flabbergasted at this game tonight. And again, it goes to show, I mean, we win 19-14. We still can't put up 20 points on a team. Still cannot put up 20 points on a team. And we pull out a victory. We could not at least just be happy with the number 1 overall draft pick. And I know Mark Davis is furious right now, and I'm going to get into the reason why that is here in just a second. But the very simple fact of the matter is, the Raiders went from pick number 1 overall by losing tonight's game to pick number 6 overall by winning tonight's game. And this right here, I'm going to show you. Let me pull it up on the big board. Is Tankathon.com. So here you have it right here. Raiders are pick number 6 on the draft board for the 2025 NFL draft. We had Shedeur Sanders locked. We had Cam Ward locked. Either one of those dudes is better than all the quarterbacks that we have on this team right now, and we just lost that opportunity. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to break some news to you right now. So my insider source in the front office with the Raiders just told me last night that there is beef between Tom Telesco and Mark Davis on the draft of a quarterback in 2025. Tom Telesco wants Cam Ward. He thinks that Cam Ward has the higher upside and will be a better quarterback for the long term. But Mark Davis is infatuated with Shedeur Sanders and has told him point blank, I don't care what you think. If we have the draft pick, you take Shedeur Sanders. That's straight from Mark Davis, from an insider with the Las Vegas Raiders. And now, what do you think Mark Davis is thinking? What do you think Tom Brady is thinking? We had it in the bag. QB1 for the next 10 years plus. Franchise quarterback. And we win the most meaningless game ever. And again, I started this out by saying, I never want to see the Raiders lose. All I want to see is dubs. But by winning tonight, the Raiders lose long term. Especially if we go and do something stupid and beat the Saints next week. If we go 2 out of 3 in these last games, which now we've already won 1, the Las Vegas Raiders will drop to pick number 9 or 10. And God forbid we squeak out a crazy victory against the Chargers. Because then we're picking 12 to 15. Middle of the pack with one of the worst records in the NFL. We're not getting lucky and getting a Brock Bowers caliber player in this draft class at pick 13 again. That was a once in a lifetime type of situation with Brock Bowers at 13. I am fired up. I'm hot. There was no reason. It was absolutely meaningless. And I have never been Team Tank. But tonight, you know why? One of the reasons why I have not been going live for these games these past couple of weeks is because I can't in good faith root for the team that I love to win when I want them to lose so that we can win long term with our franchise quarterback. And that's why I haven't been doing the live play-by-play. I mean, it's tough enough for me to watch my buddy Mitchell sit up there and root for the Raiders to lose. I can't do that. Even though I want the same thing. Me and him are on the same page. I can't come and do that. I'll talk about it after the game. And that's what we're doing here tonight. I'm going to get into the comments because I know you guys are hot. Let's start out with my boy El Cicero. What's going on? Can we ever do something right? Shaking my head. Apparently we can't. Brian says, Aiden is not a starter in the NFL. He is a backup. Yeah. You know what? Listen, I have been a big time supporter of Aiden O'Connell. I think Aiden O'Connell has some potential. I think if Aiden O'Connell had the best offensive line in the NFL, he would be a playoff caliber quarterback. He could be a Kirk Cousins. I don't know if Aiden O'Connell could be a Peyton Manning. I don't know if he could even be an Eli Manning. But he could be a Kirk Cousins. He can get you to the playoffs if he has the best offensive line in the NFL.